Before the start of this season, Pascal Siakam said, "I want to be a top 5 player in the league. I want to be one of the best, and I'll do whatever it takes to get there. I'm ready for it. It's time." You never know what you're going to get when you draft these guys into the NBA. And I think that's what makes it so fun as a fan of a particular team or a fan of the sport as a whole. Because you got these surefire guys sometimes that just don't work out. They were can't miss and didn't work out with the team or didn't fit with the scheme or just ended up being bust. And on the other side, you got these guys that are diamonds in the rough. You know, you got guys that you draft late in the first round, late in the second round, and they become all-stars and great players. You know, however you want to look at it, Jimmy Butler is a player just like that. He was drafted late in the first round and became an all-star caliber player. And I think his mindset of always wanting to be better than just being a defensive guy that he was drafted to be or be a role player that he was drafted to be, always wanting to be better is what got him so far. I think Pascal Siakam is in the same boat as that. Because when you listen to that quote we just read, that just shows you what it takes to be in the NBA, especially from the situation where he was in a different country, didn't start playing basketball until he was a teenager, and didn't necessarily have the greatest shooting performance coming up in the NBA. So the audacity for him to say he wants to be a top 5 player in the NBA, that's got to be music to Raptors fans' ears, because that mindset is not something that every guy has. Now, obviously, there are guys that say he can't do it. There are always people like that do that. But I would say, who's to say he can't do it? Because he's only gotten better throughout his NBA career. This is a guy that averaged 4 points in his rookie season. 4 points. You know, he looked like a role player. And he's only proven himself more and more from there on out. And now he's averaging 25 points a game. And he's the sole guy on the team. His journey came from a different country. He won the G League MVP. He went through the G League ranks. He won the championship there. He became the most improved player in the NBA. He was second fiddle to Kawhi Leonard in their championship run. Then he became an all-star. Now he's averaging 24.8 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 7.7 assists this year. And this type of development is something that we rarely see. Like I said before, Jimmy Butler was a guy like this. There was also Kawhi Leonard, who didn't start out as a guy that was supposed to be an all-star. Giannis Antetokounmpo was another guy like that. Obviously, he came a long way from where he was drafted at. And all these people are saying he can't be a top 5 player. He can have a top 5 season. You can just shoot up out of nowhere. DeMar DeRozan did it last year for the Chicago Bulls and was great. He almost became an MVP that year. Most of what this takes is the mindset, the guys that just want to keep going. You know, after Kawhi Leonard left, a lot of people thought that the Raptors should, go after another star, make a big trade to find somebody else. And the Raptors, it looked like they thought, well, we got a guy right here. We can just develop him and he'll be great for us. And that's worked out for them so far. Now, they aren't a championship level contender just yet, but they're on their way up. And I think they're off to another deep playoff run in that Eastern Conference. A lot of people doubt what they do on the offensive side, what they do in the half-court offense. But they're one of the best fast-break teams in the NBA. Now, they've already had 2 games where they scored 40 or more points in the fast-break offense. And that doesn't happen often. Last year, Memphis was the only team to do that. And nobody's done it this year. To get to be a fast-break team, what you have to do is cause a lot of turnovers. And OG Anunoby has been great so far. He has averaging 3.1 steals a game. Coming into the season, we thought guys like Bam Adebayo, Marcus Smart, Giannis, guys like that would be Defensive Player of the Year. But OG Anunoby, I think, is shocking a lot of people that don't follow the Raptors closely, because he's been great on the defensive side. And the Raptors are just improving and going well from Pascal Siakam's leadership and OG Anunoby's defensive status so far. And it's not just OG Anunoby. Christian Koloko, who's their rookie, who they just drafted with the 33rd pick, I think, in the NBA draft, has been amazing. He's averaging a block a game. He's been great for them for getting defensive rebounds. Not necessarily him getting him, but he's done well with boxing out other players and allowing that defense to play at his best. Listen, the Raptors have all of these guys. They have about 8 guys with 7-foot wingspans. So it's already going to be a difficult challenge to get by these guys if they just open their arms and play defense that way. It's already difficult. And so they're going to cause a lot of turnovers. And because of that, they're a fast break team. But I don't think their offense is going to be this, average this long, their half-court offense, because just like Siakam, they're always improving. They're always improving. The Raptors had the second worst defensive rating in the playoffs last year. They had no rim protection and no rebounding. And as I said, they drafted Christian Kalinko to counteract that. And that's worked out so far in that aspect. There's so much that's going well for this team. And I hate to not mention Fred VanVleet, but that just shows how deep this team is. And because Siakam has taken the next step, the Raptors have too. Thanks for watching this video. If you made it this far, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I have a podcast called Rip Jersey. Follow that, add it to your playlist. Listen to it wherever you can. Thanks for watching again. Peace.